Predator. Killer of Killers is directed by Trachtenberg, who last made Prey and is currently streaming on Hulu. Emphatic. Here, 3 of the fiercest warriors in human history become prey to the ultimate killer of killers. Killer of Killers is an anthology film. Thoughtful. It's not quite like something like The Animatrix, even though I definitely got vibes relating to that film as I was watching this one. It has 3 separate stories that all take place over 3 different periods of time, and eventually they do come to a head. It's not like 3 stories have a beginning, a middle, and end, and then you're on to the next one. They do all have meaning for the entire film. The first takes place in Viking-era Scandinavia, where a Norse warrior named Ursa is leading her son Anders into battle. And this one really rips the Band-Aid off, chuckles, so to speak, and letting you know what the movie is going to be like, because not only is it incredibly brutal and very gory, gasps, but you realize these stories are going to explore the way one person can go above and beyond what is required of a human to actually face a predator. The second one takes place during feudal Japan, featuring 2 children of a warlord who are training to be warriors. And the third during World War II, where a car mechanic is drafted into the US Navy as a fighter pilot. Excited. I'm going to stop dancing around it. This is my favorite Predator movie since the first one. Amazed. This movie blew me away. Enthusiastic. I loved this film from start to finish. I thought it was not only gorgeous to look at, but exceptionally well-paced. This is an action movie first and foremost. The film really does feel like wall-to-wall action sequences, but does somehow find a way within that action to really make you care about each one of its stories and give all of the characters heart, while also providing us with some of the most intense action sequences I've ever seen in this franchise. As much as I love the first Predator. Long pause. Like I literally worship at the altar of that movie. I think it's one of the best movies ever. Passionate. I love that film so much, but this movie has the franchise's best kills. Definitive period. It seemed like every 30 seconds, sometimes every 5 seconds during a really great battle, there was another surprised, holy crap moment that blew you away. And I love how Trachtenberg, with Prey and now Killer of Killers, is really exploring different eras in time. We got hints of that at the end of Predator 2, where you realize that these things have been hanging out for a long time, and they've been causing a lot of chaos in different time periods, and we never really know exactly where they're going to show up. Satisfied. And this movie feels like it fulfills the promise that the end of Predator 2 hinted at that I have yet to have seen in any of these movies. The Predator books and the comics and the various stories that have been published in this universe have so much. And this movie is really the first I've seen that feels like it's like, yeah, we know, let's actually give people that. And I can understand why it was done in animation, because there's a lot of risks that would be taken here in live action. It's 3 different time periods. The central story in feudal Japan has barely a spoken word. There's only a few sentences, and admittedly, there are moments in the battles that I don't know if I would believe in live action. There's one sequence during the World War II section where the character named Torres turns his plane on its side and flies through a town, and I feel like if I was watching that in a live action movie, I'd be like, man, I don't buy this for a second. But in animation, it works perfectly. I don't know what it is exactly about animation versus live action, where we're subconsciously willing to accept extremes that might seem a little bit implausible in live action if you want to take this movie at its very core for what it is, which is a series of mind-blowingly well-executed action scenes. You're going to have a great time if you're looking for a deeper Predator mythology to your movies that you're not normally used to getting. You're going to have a great time if you want to see some well-crafted characters in the middle of these fights. You're gonna have a good time. Like, honestly, I really think Trachtenberg hit an absolute home run with this. As much as I enjoyed Prey, this is even better. I don't know if he plans to tell more stories in this world, but I really hope he does, because I am officially itching for more. The only thing I don't like about this movie is the same thing I don't like about Prey, and that's that I had to watch it at home. I really wish this film was in theaters just like Prey, and I'm really glad his upcoming Predator Badlands this November is going to be in theaters, because I want to see his vision for this world on the big screen, and I certainly won't hold that against this film. It's just my personal preference. I loved watching this with my friend tonight, but I wish that I was able to see this in a dark room on a gigantic screen, because it would be even better. This movie gets my highest recommendation, and if you're fans of things like Spider-Verse or the Netflix series Arcane, I think this film is really going to satisfy you guys. Thank you so much, as always.